Alrighty guys, welcome to another Wrestling Universe here as we're looking at the highlights for this year's Hell in the Cell pay-per-view events for WWE. So let's go through this, shall we? So the first of the kickoff, well, we had one kickoff match, which was Natalya versus Lacey Evans, and of course, as always, Natalya proving to Lacey Evans that she's the better woman in this one-on-one confrontation to kick off Hell in the Cell. Then this would lead to the first of the championship matches where Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks would meet in the Hell in the Cell match, which once again Sasha Banks hasn't been able to win a Hell in the Cell match because Becky Lynch comes out remaining still the Raw Women's Champion in the Hell in the Cell match. Then we would eventually see the partnership between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns coexist to take on Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, and they end up winning the Tornado Tag Team match at Hell in the Cell. Daniel Bryan finally becoming the face along with Roman Reigns. Then we would eventually see Randy Orton taking on Ali one-on-one during Hell in the Cell, and of course Randy Orton beating Ali one-on-one. Then we would eventually see the Bulgarian Warriors, which is of course Asuka and Kairi Sane, taking on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the women's tag titles, and obviously Asuka and Kairi Sane becoming the heels now would end up winning the women's tag team championships and beating Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to win those women's tag titles. Then we would eventually see the partnership of Braun Strowman and the Viking Raiders taking on the OC, but they won by DQ as the OC managed to get themselves disqualified during the six-man tag at Hell in the Cell. Then we would see the war between Chad Gable and King Corbin taking on. Ever since Baron Corbin became King of the Ring, Chad Gable had been trying to fight over the Baron Corbin, and he managed to beat Baron Corbin in Hell in the Cell for revenge after losing the King of the Ring. Then, of course, we would have the SmackDown Women's Championship match where Charlotte Flair would take on Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship, which would lead to Charlotte Flair defeating Bayley to become, to once again win the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then, of course, the match ended in chaos between Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt in their Hell in a Cell Universal Championship match, which meant the match had to stop. And eventually, we didn't have a winner that night, which a lot of people were not very pleased with that result. But, however, though, when they went down under, though, for the Crown Jewels, Bray Wyatt would eventually win the Universal Championship. So, yeah, he would finally capture the Universal title when they went down under for Crown Jewels on Halloween this year. So that is what went down for this year's Hell in a Cell, and we'll be looking at the Survivor Series in our next. We'll finally be up to date by going into NXT's Takeover War Games as well as the Survivor Series. So see you in those episodes.